and welcome to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host Napasa and you're watching Daily Immigration News. Today we'll be covering some significant updates on immigration and the latest news surrounding deportations and policies. Let's dive right into today's headlines. Fact check. Were Indian migrants deported from the US in handcuffs? Here's the truth. Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann slams US deportation. Sending citizens in shackles is shameful. US defends handcuffing deported Indians, calls it standard safety protocol. Trump claims victory over Canada and Mexico, but reports say he gained nothing new. Deadly border crossings. 1 dies, 15 arrested trying to enter Canada from the US. The great almost trade war of 2025. Lessons from Trump's tariff chaos and its impact on US immigration. India proposes new law to curb illegal immigration and ensure safe migration. US defends deportation of 104 Indian migrants, cites national security. Now let's break down each of these stories in detail and provide you the latest updates. First up we have fact check. Were Indian migrants deported from the US in handcuffs? Here's the truth. A viral image claiming that 104 Indian migrants deported from the US were handcuffed and chained during their flight to Amritsar has sparked outrage on social media. However, a fact check by India's Press Information Bureau (PIB) confirms that the image is unrelated to the recent deportation. The photo, originally published by the Associated Press, actually shows migrants deported to Guatemala in January. Despite this clarification, a video released by US Customs and Border Protection, US BP, does confirm that illegal migrants are often restrained during deportation flights. This was the first deportation of Indian nationals under President Trump's second term, marking the farthest military transport deportation to date. Meanwhile, the White House has extended an invitation to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for a visit next week, signaling continued diplomatic engagement between the two nations. Sending citizens in shackles is shameful. Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann slams US deportation, Haryana government. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has strongly condemned the deportation of 104 Indian migrants from the US, calling the act of sending them in handcuffs and shackles shameful. He also criticized the Haryana government for transporting deportees in prisoner vans from Amritsar, accusing them of further humiliating individuals already facing hardship. Mann took to X, stating that instead of providing support to these who are mentally and economically devastated, authorities were rubbing salt on their wounds. The deportees, mostly from Haryana, Gujarat, and Punjab, arrived on a US military aircraft just days before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's scheduled visit to Washington for talks with President Trump. Following immigration clearance and background checks, the deported individuals have been sent to their respective hometowns. The incident has sparked a political debate over the treatment of deported Indian nationals. US defends handcuffing deported Indians, calls it standard safety protocol. Following the uproar over 104 Indian deportees arriving in handcuffs and shackles, a US official defended the measure, stating it was a standard safety protocol to prevent any scuffle on the flight. The official, speaking anonymously, clarified that such restraints are routine for deportations conducted by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, since 2012 and do not apply to women and children. Meanwhile, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar told the Rajya Sabha that deportation procedures have remained unchanged, emphasizing that India is obligated to take back its nationals found living illegally abroad. The US Embassy also reaffirmed its commitment to enforcing immigration laws for national security. The deportation, which included 19 women and 13 minors, occurred just days before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's scheduled visit to Washington, where he is set to meet President Donald Trump. Trump claims victory over Canada and Mexico, but reports say he gained nothing new. US President Donald Trump has declared a major win after delaying tariffs on Canada and Mexico, citing their commitments to tighten border security. However, reports, including one from Rolling Stone, suggest Trump has gained little from the negotiations. Many of the agreements he touted, such as a joint US-Canada task force on organized crime and Mexico deploying 10,000 troops at the border, were already in place before his tariff threats. Even the billion-dollar border security plan Trump claims credit for was passed a month before he took office. Despite his victory claims, critics argue that Trump's negotiations have not led to any significant new commitments from Canada or Mexico. Deadly border crossings, 1 dies, 15 arrested, trying to enter Canada from US. Canadian authorities have reported the death of 1 person and the arrest of 15 others attempting to cross into Canada from the US in 3 separate incidents over recent weeks. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the RCMP, confirmed that those arrested were of different nationalities and were unprepared for the extreme winter conditions. In the latest incident, a US citizen attempting to flee from authorities at the Coutts port of entry in Alberta died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Other arrests occurred near Coutts and Manitoba, where migrants were found braving temperatures as low as minus 30 degrees Celsius without proper winter clothing. The crackdown follows US President Donald Trump's renewed demands for stricter border control. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau recently negotiated a temporary suspension of US tariffs after pledging to enhance border security and combat organized crime and fentanyl smuggling. Authorities have since ramped up surveillance, using advanced technology to monitor illegal crossings. The great almost trade war of 2025. Lessons from Trump's tariff chaos and its impact on US immigration. Over the weekend, US President Donald Trump triggered economic panic by signing executive orders imposing sweeping tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China under a declared national emergency related to fentanyl and illegal immigration. While the tariffs on Canada and Mexico were suspended for 30 days, the China tariffs remain in force. The potential trade war threatened to disrupt $800 billion in goods, impacting key industries and supply chains. Experts warn that the episode underscores the costly volatility of trade policies tied to political maneuvering. India proposes new law to curb illegal immigration and ensure safe migration. In response to the recent deportation of over 100 Indian nationals from the United States, the Indian government is considering the Overseas Mobility, Facilitation and Welfare Bill 2024 to regulate and promote safe migration. The bill aims to address illegal immigration and improve protections for migrant workers. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar assured Parliament that deportations are being monitored to ensure humane treatment. Meanwhile, concerns grow over dangerous migration routes like the Darien Gap, where thousands risk their lives to reach the US. The proposed law seeks to provide legal pathways and reduce such high-risk journeys. US defends deportation of 104 Indian migrants, cites national security. The United States has defended its decision to deport 104 Indian migrants who attempted to enter illegally, emphasizing that enforcing immigration laws is crucial for national security. A C-17 military aircraft carrying the deportees, including 19 women and 13 minors, landed in Amritsar on February 5, 2025. The US Embassy reiterated its commitment to faithfully execute immigration laws. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar clarified that deportations are part of standard US policy, despite opposition protests over the treatment of deported individuals. The incident comes ahead of PM Modi's Washington visit, with India now considering a new law to promote safe migration. That's all for today's Daily Immigration News. I hope you found this information insightful. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked today's show, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Immigration Talk Show, for more updates on immigration policies and news. Stay informed and take care. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.